Hello, I'm Monica the Creative Beast, and I'm here with a kind of addendum to one of the Q&As that I recorded recently with a question from Pam of Dog-Eared Journals on Instagram. She had asked if I do paper making, and in my first video, I talked about painted papers and how I make those. I don't do handmade paper that's made from paper pulp, even though it looks really cool. I will probably, it's one of those projects that is sometime in the future, but there is another way I do make paper that I forgot to share. And while I wasn't able to lay my hands on a few blanks that I have some examples of paper that I make and use, and that is collage paper. I like to make collage paper where I'll work with a sheet of paper and I'll lay down a lot of different kinds of papers. Sometimes I'll add some rubber stamps. And depending on what I use it for, then I might also add some painting on top of that. So I have a few examples of what I do with my collage paper. And this is an early sample, a gratitude journal that I made. I had used a large sheet of watercolor paper. I have some painting. I have some paper. I made this girl. I have some rubber stamps. And you can see where there's some more paint on the back with some paper added and more rubber stamping here and there. And I painted this girl's face and I made a little paper dress for her. So then I made a gratitude journal with this collage paper on watercolor paper, but I will often make collage onto regular sheets of paper. I have examples of that in my e-course of The Creative Heart, where I guide you through making some paper collage that you then fold into a single sheet book. I also have done a live workshop where I show how to make collage paper, and then we make a joy banner. This is all made from a single sheet of paper. So you can just throw down all kinds of paper scraps that you have onto a single sheet of paper, and depending on how you fold it, how you cut it, what you do with it, can make some really fun, interesting things. I've made some paper with scraps of Christmas wrapping paper and other things, so that I then cut it to make. I actually will photocopy sheets of it and then I cut it down in various ways. So this is kind of a traveler's notebook, okay, that I've made. I have a series of them, and depending on how I cut the paper, you can see how these elements have changed with the directions. And then also the kind of paper. So that's some nice marble parchment looking. This is some nice rich cream color paper. Okay, and here's some other plain white paper, so you can see the difference between the two and how one looks a little more antique and one looks nice and fresh and new. Yeah, so collage paper is another way I like to make paper for my paper crafts, for my bookmaking, and other fun craft projects that I like to do. I've made quite a few of these when I teach this workshop, so I have some hanging in my studio. I have some among my things for my booth space when I do craft fairs. And you can make a longer one. You can make several sheets of paper and cut them to make a longer banner. I have one in my studio. I took 2 sheets and it makes 3 flags. And I put 2 of them together and it's hanging in my studio, and I'll be writing the word create on it for my studio. So yeah, it's a lot of fun to make collage paper, so you can make some crafts, books, and other various art forms and journals. So thank you again for the question about paper making, Pam. I hope that answers more of your question. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you have some fun and creativity in your day. And if you're curious about the Creative Heart e-course, there'll be a link for that beneath this video. So thanks again so much. I'll see you next time with some more questions and answers with Monica the Creative Beast.